What's going on, guys? Burning Spurfire coming at you with a little bit of that Pokemon goodness, and today we're talking my top 5 wants for Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. So kicking things off at number 5, I want to see the return of the Battle Frontier. Man, the time I spent as a kid playing the Battle Frontier in Emerald was crazy. I tried so hard to get all those gold symbols, but never could. I got all the silver ones, but just couldn't get all the gold ones. But they brought it back in Emerald, which was great. But the Battle Mansion that they introduced in X and Y, it wasn't very good. Like, it just felt like a battle tower, but like not as good, to me personally anyway. And yeah, the Battle Frontier had more variety as well. And it had more badges, or more symbols, but they're pretty much badges. More badges to collect. And it felt better than a gym. Like when you earned a Frontier symbol, I felt better than just earning a gym badge. And I feel like they should add that back into the game, something to work for in the after game. So I really want the Battle Frontier coming back. Hopefully they do. Fingers crossed. And let's move on to the next one. So coming in at number 4, I really want to see a better after game. This kind of ties into the Battle Frontier, what I was talking about earlier, but that's more for when I'm bored of the game, like when I'm absolutely done with everything story-wise. But before I get to that point, before I can take on the Battle Frontier, I want the after game to have a whole new story that develops. So you beat the evil team, whoever they are. You beat the Elite Four, you think you're done, and then something else happens. Maybe they resurface, or another evil group resurfaces. Maybe Team Flare come back into it, I don't know. They can make something up, but maybe you go to the Kalos region. Something's going on in Kalos region, some other region. You have to go there. You can collect the gym badges, but unlike Johto, where you just collect the gym badges and then you verse Red, you're collecting the gym badges, and you're also dealing with whatever the plot is bringing to you. So maybe at the end of the game, you awaken some legendary Pokemon accidentally. I don't know. I could keep going on about random things that could happen, but the point is, I really just want more of a story-driven after game. The Delta episode in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was kind of like that, but we finished it in like an hour to 2 hours. And then we're pretty much done with it, never see it again. I want this to be like a whole new game. We're coming into the 7th generation of Pokemon. Like, that's crazy. So hopefully they can bring something new to the table when it comes to the after game. The Delta episode was really good, but let's take it to the next level. So in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it took away the customization of trainers that they brought in X and Y. And a lot of people were bummed about that, including myself, but I feel like they did that just because of the remakes and all that sort of stuff. So in Pokemon Moon and Sun, they definitely need to bring that back. And they need to like advance it, bump it up a little bit. Make it so you can customize so much, like the height of your character, maybe the age of your character, all that sort of stuff, the clothing. Don't just make it like a set theme for the region. Make it crazy, like give us everything, and maybe add some DLC in there. Like I'd pay like $3, $5 for like a set of clothing or whatever for the game. Like just something simple. DLC would be fine. Maybe bring in like costumes from like the anime or something. That would also be sweet. Just give us a crazy customization. X and Y was good, and they can definitely improve. Way more clothing. I do like the thing in X and Y how you have to get style points to unlock certain things. Bring something like that back, and make so people give you clothes or something like that. Maybe you can join like a group. Like you can online, you can start up your own group. So like the secret bases, maybe like you can customize your own like clothing, like color and stuff, and then everyone can wear that clothing. You'd be like this whole group, this whole team. That'd be pretty sweet. Hopefully they bring something like that in. And let's move on to the next one. So number 2, we're talking storyline, and how I think they need to improve it. Now, we've all played Pokemon, you start at the first city, get your gym badges, versus the evil group, stop them, blah blah blah, we've all done it. Now that's fun, but I feel like 7th generation, 20 years into Pokemon, let's change it up, let's go crazy with it. Now, we can still start at the first town if we really want, and then go do the gym badges in the order, whatever. But with the evil villains, let's change it up. I'm sick of them just like, there's this legendary Pokemon, we need to awaken him, he's got to change the world, blah blah blah. I'm kind of getting sick of it. Like, I still play the games, I love Pokemon, but it's kind of getting annoying. In X and Y, they mentioned a Pokemon War, and that storyline was very intriguing, and I really hope they do eventually go back to the Kalos region, maybe in this game or like in the future, and add on to that war, because that had a really cool storyline, and I would like to see where all that went and how the war started and all that stuff. Maybe in this game, we are in a war. Maybe the Sun Pokemon and the Moon Pokemon Like, for example, Susanoo and Amaterasu, they're like the gods of Sun and Moon. I think I'm right on that one. Maybe the two legendary Pokemon battle it out, and it wages a war. And there's two groups. And maybe we have to pick a side. We can go to the side of Moon or the side of the Sun. And then we have a giant war, and there's a battle. The world goes to crap. Everything's changing. An event happens in the game that affects, like in the middle of the game, that affects the whole game until it's eventually stopped. Maybe it's even stopped in the after game, going back to my earlier topic. Like, just give us a more detailed story instead of the basic, you start off in the first town, 6 gym badges, you verse the evil villains occasionally, they unlock the Pokemon, you capture it, you stop it, you save the world, yada yada yada. They need to go more detailed with it. They need to step up their game. Maybe our mother has a big role in this for some reason. Maybe she has a detailed past that we find out about during the game instead of her just always sitting there doing nothing. Pokemon Black and White kind of had a cool storyline, but it was still very much similar to the other games. It was better, but just similar. X and Y was really good, but they didn't go in detailed enough. I really wish they went really far back into the backstory, because it sounded really sweet, and I really hope they do it, or at least go back to it. Or this game has something to do with it. Just give us a more detailed story. I love it. Let's go to number 1. Alright, coming in at number 1, and the thing I want to see the most in Pokemon Moon and Pokemon Sun is the difficulty increased. Now, ever since 5th generation, I've seen a decline in difficulty. Like, for the Elite Four, for example, they only have 4 Pokemon now. Like, who designed that? Whose idea was like, oh, Elite Four way too hard, we need to give them 4 Pokemon now to make it easier? Like, whose decision was that? All they simply need to do, and a lot of games do this, is in the options, have a difficulty setting. Easy, normal, hard. When you make it to hard, everyone's levels of trainers bump up. Maybe attacks do less damage on hard than they would normally. And just make the game difficult. I want to head to the Elite Four, I want to enter the Elite Four, versus the Elite Four, and just get my ass kicked. And I want to be forced to go train, like, ridiculously. Maybe even EV train. Maybe I'm forced to EV train just to beat them. Like, I want this game to be hard. And I feel like they can do that. For some reason, they just never do it. It's so simple. A difficulty setting. And then, like, say you beat it on hard. You unlock an extreme difficulty level, where you can reset it, and then you're playing on extreme. And then it's ridiculously crazy. Like, crazy. And imagine how much fun Nuzlocke would be if you had a difficulty setting. Like, if it's hard enough on hard, imagine a Nuzlocke, where you probably lose your Pokemon all the time. Like, it'd be amazing. Even the experience share they brought in, the new version, where it's like a key item and it gives you a whole team experience, like, that is ridiculous. They clearly want this game to be easy, or their games to be easy. I don't know why they decided that. Were kids really complaining that the games are too hard? I don't think so, or at least I didn't see it. So, if you're going to do that, if you're going to cater to the younger players, which is fine, that is your target audience, at least give the better players and the older players a difficulty setting. Like, pretty much a lot of games, and pretty much all games do. Anyway guys, that's my list. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below what your top 5 are. I'm really interested to see, maybe we can get like a discussion going. And remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe. More Pokemon Sun and Moon topics will be coming out. Whenever new information comes out, I'll also cover it. And yeah, I have a few topics in the future that I'm going to do. They may be good, they may be bad, but either way it's going to be a talking point. I want to see your feedback on it. So subscribe, and we can get a chat going in the comments. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, stay fresh.